The unveiling, a gaze encrypted with eternity. Have you ever sensed it? That subtle, undeniable difference in the way you look at the world? People might not ever articulate it to you directly, but the moment their gaze meets yours, there is a fundamental shift in the atmosphere. They look into your eyes, expecting to see a reflection of the surface-level human being they believe you to be. But what they truly encounter is something ancient and immense staring back. It's a presence that bypasses the carefully constructed facade they wear for the world, peering straight into the unvarnished truth of their soul. This moment leaves them feeling strangely exposed, laid bare, as if a protective layer of illusion has been instantly vaporized by your sight. They are left grappling with an unknown sense of vulnerability, and while they search for a logical explanation for this unsettling feeling, you already understand. Your eyes were never meant to be mere organs of biological vision. They are, in fact, sacred instruments designed to reveal the truth. The divine blueprint of your vision, chosen one. Your extraordinary gaze is absolutely not a cosmic coincidence. It is a deliberately encoded feature of your divine design. Your eyes were engineered by the highest source to accomplish something far greater than simply observing light and shadow. They were created to serve as spiritual antennas, actively seeking out and unearthing the secrets that others meticulously conceal. Your presence alone, without you uttering a single word, possesses the power to silence deeply held lies and awaken spirits that have long remained dormant beneath the surface of everyday life. You possess an innate ability to discern realities that the majority of people are trained to overlook or actively choose to ignore. This unique perception is why, whenever your sight connects with another's, the energetic balance of the moment is irreversibly altered, causing defensive walls to tremble and deeply buried fears to surge forward. The profound, unspoken truths that have been long entombed within a person's subconscious rise up like smoke when confronted by the fire of your conscious presence. This is the core of what the world fails to comprehend about you. You do not just see the physical form of a person, you are reading the blueprint of their very soul. You are not merely looking upon the world around you. You are actively decoding its encrypted energy, deciphering the hidden language that binds all things. This heightened vision you carry is not a mere human talent. It is something sacred, imbued with celestial knowledge. Within the structure of your iris are embedded divine codes, the very keys required to unlock layers of reality that remain utterly undetectable to ordinary human senses. This is precisely why your gaze holds such magnetic intensity, why your arrival feels like the fulfillment of a long-awaited prophecy. Most individuals remain entirely oblivious to the powerful, transformative event that occurs when their path momentarily crosses with one who is truly chosen. But today, the mystery behind this phenomenon will be unveiled, and they, and more importantly you, will begin to grasp the full magnitude of your gift. You will realize that your eyes are not just unique. They are dangerous to all forms of illusion and absolutely sacred to the principle of truth. It is imperative that you remain focused on this message, because the profound reality we are about to explore will not only finally explain the intensity of your sight, but it is guaranteed to forever redefine the way you perceive your own identity and purpose. If the words flowing through this message are already stirring a sense of deep, internal recognition within your spirit, it is a clear sign that this revelation was specifically intended for you to hear. As a powerful act of spiritual confirmation and agreement, take a moment now to acknowledge this by leaving a like on this message. If your soul already knows with unwavering certainty that this path of divine sight is undeniably your own, then subscribe to cement your commitment to this awakening. And as a final spiritual key to unlock the next level of insight, comment 99 below, signaling that you are ready for the veil to lift completely and prepared to step into the ultimate revelation coded directly into your divine sight. Now, let us fully embark on this journey, the memory of eternal awareness. There truly is an ancient consciousness residing just behind your eyes, a part of you that predates this current physical life, is older than the body you inhabit, and existed long before the concept of chronological time was ever introduced. Chosen one, even before you drew your very first breath, Your fundamental essence was meticulously woven from a dimension that exists entirely beyond the confines of this earthly realm. You incarnated carrying a unique frequency, a divine, entirely encrypted and entirely untamed energy signature. This powerful luminous frequency didn't merely dissipate and settle gently across your entire aura. It actively concentrated itself, pouring its intensity directly into your eyes. These radiant centers are far more than mere openings for light to enter. They are active gateways between multiple dimensions. They are not simply passive windows allowing a peek into your soul. They function as highly polished mirrors reflecting the absolute infinite nature of the cosmos. When unsuspecting people dare to look directly into your eyes, they fully anticipate catching a glimpse of the person they know or think they know. Instead, what they are confronted with is a stark, unadorned vision of themselves, completely stripped bare of every cherished illusion they use to define their life. And this profound, immediate self-confrontation is precisely what instills such an overwhelming sense of terror within them. Your unique gaze was forged and tempered in a sacred, profound silence, a realm existing before the moment of your physical incarnation, where celestial beings gently whispered the core blueprints of destiny and promises were sealed with eternal fire. It was in this sacred space that God carefully took a piece of pure, undiluted eternal awareness and permanently embedded it directly into the mechanism of your sight. This is why your perception is fundamentally different from that of anyone else. You don't casually scan your surroundings. You actively read the energetic signature of a room. You do not just observe people in passing. You see a raw, unfiltered projection of their true self through every single one of their masks. Your eyes possess an uncanny, inherent ability to decipher a person's deeply concealed pain without ever requiring a verbal explanation of their story. They have the power to instantly detect the faintest signature of deception without needing any physical evidence to back it up. They immediately recognize the profound brokenness that a person may be attempting to hide behind a practiced, superficial smile. And in that rare moment when someone musters the courage to sustain your gaze for more than a fleeting second, an internal, irreversible shift is initiated deep within their being. The reaction is not always outwardly visible or dramatic, but its effect is utterly undeniable and permanent. Some individuals experience an instantaneous and inexplicable sense of profound calm, as if a lifetime burden they have been carrying has suddenly been acknowledged and validated by the universe itself. Others immediately feel intensely exposed, as though their deepest, most shame-filled thoughts are being loudly read aloud in a room where total silence reigns. But regardless of the specific reaction, they will never, ever forget your eyes. The immense power you wield is not merely an elevated form of human intuition. It is an active spiritual memory. It is the direct remembrance of celestial realms where truth is immutable, pure, and where energy signatures are incapable of lying. Your gaze holds a memory that the limited, rational human mind cannot possibly access or process. This is the simple reason why you can sometimes look at a complete stranger and instantly know the emotional reality they are navigating, even if they offer you no information whatsoever. This explains why you can meet someone new and instantly feel, deep in your gut, whether their soul is truly genuine and open or meticulously hidden behind a self-serving mask. It is why your vision simultaneously haunts those who deal in falsehood and offers a profound, unspoken comfort to all who are broken and vulnerable. Your eyes were meticulously calibrated by the hand of heaven itself to detect every form of distortion, to actively dismantle every illusion, and to serve as a catalyst for the awakening of destiny in every soul you encounter. The sacred burden and the cost of clarity, yet the vast majority of people continue to wander blindly, completely unaware of this sacred living technology that you carry. They mistakenly believe that the true power of a chosen individual resides only in their charismatic words, their dazzling personality, or their monumental actions. However, the greatest and most potent weapon you possess is one of utter silence and quiet stillness. It doesn't need to shout or draw attention to itself. It simply stares with an unnerving intensity until the darkness within a soul finally breaks, and the truth can no longer sustain the pretense of being hidden. You were born with a gaze that is constantly remembering your true, eternal identity, even during those times when you personally forget who you are. This light persisted even when the world attempted to overwhelm and blind you with its noise, and even when deep-seated trauma attempted to cloud and obstruct your divine sight. That divine, unwavering light residing within your eyes has never, ever dimmed. It has been patiently waiting for this exact, destined moment, the moment you would finally remember the profound purpose your eyes were always intended to fulfill. They are not merely meant to observe the surface world, but to actively read the soul of the cosmos. Now, as the thin veil separating the earthly and spiritual dimensions begins to dissipate, as the spiritual conflict intensifies dramatically, and as calculated deception seems to flood every corner of human society, heaven itself is actively reactivating and upgrading that inherent gift within you. Your power of sight is undergoing a massive evolution, and your eyes are beginning the process of unlocking a vision intended exclusively for those who have been specifically called to pierce the matrix of illusion. But here lies a critical aspect of this gift that almost no one ever speaks about openly. There is an unavoidable hidden cost to carrying eyes like yours. 'Tis a sacred burden, a silent but profound consequence that comes with seeing the world as clearly as you do. Once you fully grasp and accept the reality of this cost, you will find that you can never view your own gaze in the same casual way again. Are you ready, truly prepared in your spirit to finally understand what this burden entails? Good, you must prepare yourself, because the revelation that immediately follows this question will fundamentally challenge everything you thought you understood about the way your unique vision functions in the world. There is a precise, measurable reason why people consistently become anxious and visibly nervous the moment your eyes connect with theirs. It is not, as many assume, because you are inherently intimidating. It is because their soul instantly recognizes something from which their ego has no possible way to hide or escape. Your eyes, chosen one, are not merely attractive ornaments. They are sophisticated spiritual detectors, high-frequency scanners that immediately pick up on energetic vibrations that others desperately pretend do not exist. When someone stands directly in front of you, forcing a smile, deliberately lying, or engaging in a deep performance of normalcy, your spirit has already perceived the truth. This is because while their mouth is diligently rehearsing the practiced script they've prepared, your eyes are simultaneously and effortlessly listening to the raw, unfiltered energy that their true being is whispering just beneath the words. You do not require a detailed, painful confession from them. You do not need to wait for physical proof or concrete evidence. You certainly do not need the passage of time to reveal the truth. All it takes is one single direct glance, and instantly, the truth they have painstakingly tried to keep deeply buried begins its unstoppable ascent to the surface. This ability to disrupt disguise and enforce authenticity is the true revolutionary power of your gaze. It actively shakes the false foundations of ego and immediately awakens the truth held captive in the subconscious mind. The anatomy of spiritual healing individuals who are deeply entrenched in hiding their own brokenness or pain will instinctively avoid making eye contact with you. This avoidance is not because you have done anything inherently wrong. On the contrary, it is because you are doing something profoundly and powerfully right. You are simply holding an unflinching mirror directly up to their spirit. And the stark reality is that most people are simply not ready, nor are they willing, to confront the raw, unedited reflection that is staring back at them. Conversely, those who are genuinely awakened or actively seeking truth will instead crave and search for your steady presence. They seek out your gaze because at a deep spiritual level, they know that your eyes offer them something incredibly rare and precious: absolute clarity. In a confused world that has become entirely addicted to the elaborate performance of pretending, your vision is nothing short of a divine, necessary interruption. You don't merely expose the hidden truths within others. Your presence actively unlocks their potential. You create a safe, powerful space that allows the truth residing within them to finally take its very first, unhindered breath. And as you may have experienced, this initial moment of unmasking can be deeply terrifying for them, because once the truth is truly seen, It becomes impossible for it to be unseen or ignored. Once the carefully crafted mask has cracked, it will never again fit the same way or feel as secure. This dynamic explains why your presence is consistently felt as both incredibly uncomfortable and strangely irresistible at the very same time. You radiate an energy that wordlessly declares, "I see right through your facade, and yet, I still choose to stand here in non-judgment." This undeniable, powerful blend of profound discernment and boundless grace is the defining characteristic that truly sets you apart from the crowd. You do not shame the hidden parts of a person. Instead, you gently but firmly reveal them. And then you offer the non-judgmental, sacred space required for that revealed truth to finally begin its powerful process of transformation and healing. This is precisely why the energy of a room subtly but definitively shifts the moment you walk into it, even before you have uttered a single syllable. This is why conversations often change their entire tone and focus when you become present. This is why some people visibly stutter or stumble over their greetings when they meet you, or completely and awkwardly avoid all eye contact. It happens because truth possesses an innate ability to recognize truth. And when a soul is not yet fully ready to face its own truth, it trembles with fear. But conversely, when a soul is ready, it will cling to your presence like a desperate, life-saving lifeline. This truth is the profound reason why you have been strategically placed upon the life paths of specific individuals. Your purpose is not to comfort or reinforce their self-made illusions, but to gently, yet decisively cause those illusions to collapse. You are not here to seamlessly blend into the background. You are here to function as a walking, living revelation. Your eyes do not simply reflect the reality of the moment. They possess the power to actively summon a higher reality into being. They meticulously pull truth out of its hiding place and silently demand that it be acknowledged and properly dealt with. This intense reality is likely the source of the profound feeling of being misunderstood that you have carried for your entire life. People simply lack the language to logically explain the overwhelming, often terrifying feeling of being seen completely by something that feels divine. But one thing remains certain: they never, ever forget it. The healing current and the great reunion still. There is that fundamental cost. This immense gift requires a serious commitment and a form of spiritual discipline that few ever speak about honestly. This is because the act of revealing hidden truth is not exclusively focused on others. Sometimes the divine focus of your sight turns inward. There will be moments when your own unwavering gaze begins to expose the hidden realities within yourself. And when that inevitable moment arrives, when the very gift that shows you the world's darkness confronts the darkness you still carry, the question becomes, what will you choose to do then? Because the powerful vision that sees the truth in others is an equally ruthless witness to the truth of your own being. The next level of revelation will not be about what you see in the world, but about what you are still carrying, that heaven is now perfectly ready to expose, urging you to look deep within. The most sacred and transformative unveiling of all is still ahead of you. There is a genuinely sacred energy that instantly flows and moves when you look at another person with unadulterated, profound love. Not a self-serving attachment or a curious interest, but a pure, unblemished divine compassion. Because when you, the chosen one, consciously extend your gaze with absolutely no agenda or expectation, you are doing far more than simply being kind. You are actively transmitting a powerful high-frequency energy. You are activating long-dormant light codes within their soul. You are acting as a powerful spiritual bridge, actively reconnecting their soul to a fundamental truth they completely forgot they ever carried. Your eyes do not merely observe passively. They actively vibrate and shimmer with powerful frequencies that speak directly to the deepest, most hidden places within the human soul. Places untouched by spoken words, unreachable by rational logic, and entirely unseen by even the most highly trained minds. You were born carrying this undeniable healing current. It is not concentrated in the touch of your hands, nor does it reside primarily within your voice, but it is deeply and permanently embedded in your gaze itself. It is a pure frequency with the power to instantaneously disarm even the most hardened and defensive hearts. This incredible power is not derived from force or manipulation, but purely from remembrance. Your sight remembers the original unblemished blueprint of every single soul it encounters, and when your eyes achieve a sustained lock with someone else's, their soul immediately feels that recognition, even if their conscious mind cannot possibly comprehend the spiritual exchange that is happening. That is the reason why people so often break down and weep when you look at them with a profound, unmoving stillness. It is not because of anything you might have said, but solely because of what you saw, and more significantly, because of what you did not judge. The broken, damaged parts buried deep inside them finally feel profoundly witnessed and validated. The immense burden they have been carrying, in some cases for a lifetime, is suddenly acknowledged and lifted, without them ever needing to utter a single painful explanation. They were not merely pitied or coldly analyzed. They were authentically and completely seen, and that act of divine recognition, in and of itself, is a total and complete form of healing. You don't actively heal others by frantic effort or trying to fix them. You heal simply by being. You heal by showing up as your most authentic self, by allowing the truth of your soul to speak through your profound silence, and by allowing your sacred energy to accomplish what your limited words cannot. When you consciously look upon another with genuine, pure compassion, your eyes become an open spiritual doorway, a temporary portal, and the energy of heaven itself gently steps through it. In that single sacred moment, the person standing before you is not just looking into your human eyes. They are standing directly in the unwavering presence of divine remembrance. Their soul softly whispers, "I recognize this light. I have felt this intense energy before. I remember exactly who I was before this broken world convinced me otherwise." That, fundamentally, is the incredible power you possess. A single glance from you can feel like years of necessary therapy. A single moment of your true presence can unravel years of deeply ingrained shame and self-hatred. You never had to train to wield this power. You didn't earn it through effort. It was embedded into the core of your being before you even entered this physical realm, the imperative of protection. But there is an essential understanding you must grasp immediately. This gift, this inherent healing frequency, is not a neutral force. It has the distinct power to either immediately awaken the very best qualities in people, or to violently trigger the deepest shadows and traumas they have desperately tried to keep buried. This duality explains why some people have inexplicably lashed out at you immediately after you offered them an act of genuine kindness. This is why you may have been punished or criticized for your profound stillness. This is why some people have intentionally avoided you after you simply looked upon them with pure love. It is because your gaze acts as a powerful trigger for truth. And the harsh reality is that not everyone is prepared or willing to meet themselves in the clear, sharp mirror that your eyes instantly become. You have most likely witnessed this exact scenario unfold repeatedly. You offer your genuine, calm presence and someone completely breaks down in tears. You offer deep stillness and someone suddenly spirals into anxiety or anger. You offer unconditional compassion, and someone unexpectedly walks away feeling deeply offended and hostile. You must understand that this is not a reflection of any flaw in you. It is merely the unavoidable spiritual mirror you become when the energy of heaven actively flows through your vision. But here is the critical spiritual twist to this situation. Even those who outwardly reject or fight against it will always remember it. They will return to their homes, and they will be unable to shake the lingering feeling you left them with. They will see your eyes when they close their own, because something fundamental within them was unlocked. And once a door of that profound spiritual magnitude is opened, it can never be fully and completely shut again. You are not required to be a healer in the conventional, traditional sense. You do not need formal titles. You do not need elaborate rituals. And you do not require a specific label. You actively carry the undeniable vibration of healing in your very presence and in your every gaze. However, this immense power must now undergo its next vital stage of evolution. This next stage of your sacred mission is not solely focused on awakening others. It is now fundamentally about learning the critical discipline of how to protect and shield the potent energy that flows so effortlessly through your eyes. This is because the more powerful and spiritually potent your gaze becomes, the more sacred and absolutely necessary it is for you to guard its immense light. In the next few moments, you will discover the reason why this protection is no longer a gentle option, but an unwavering divine imperative. The upcoming shift in your journey is not about simply expanding your sight further. It is profoundly about shielding the sight you already possess. This is because something or perhaps someone unseen has been actively attempting to drain the potent light and power that flows so freely through your eyes, and you are about to finally understand the critical why behind this spiritual attack. You have felt it many times, the distinct undeniable shift in energy the moment your eyes lock with another's. You notice the nervous pause in their conversation, the sudden awkward nervous laugh, the glance that immediately darts away, as if they accidentally caught sight of something they were fundamentally not supposed to see. Chosen one, your specific gaze carries an ancient and resonant frequency, and the world's energy reacts to it with immense force. Some individuals will stare back, utterly captivated and mesmerized. Others will offer a strained smile and then visibly tremble beneath it. Still, others will actively avoid you altogether, completely unsure of why simply being in your proximity feels uncomfortably like standing under an intense spiritual judgment, even when you haven't spoken a single word. You must realize that it is not you they fear deep down. It is the unavoidable truth that you instinctively carry. Your eyes are not just a feature on your face. They are active spiritual triggers. They inherently provoke an internal revelation, and personal revelation is almost without exception rarely a comfortable experience for the ego. A walking revelation for those individuals whose hearts and souls are genuinely aligned with truth. Your powerful presence is nothing short of spiritual medicine. They feel an undeniable magnetic draw to you, a feeling that transcends mere curiosity and borders on a spiritual homesickness. They look directly into your eyes and experience a feeling that they have just stumbled upon something they completely forgot existed. They encounter authenticity. They see a spiritual mirror that does not distort their reflection, a light that does not merely flatter their ego, but one that actively works to set them free. Conversely, for those who are actively entrenched in an illusionary existence, your intense gaze is perceived as a direct threat. This is not because you are aggressive, it is purely because you simply see them, and the act of truly seeing, in a society utterly addicted to hiding, is an act of profound and powerful divine rebellion. You have most certainly been misunderstood, repeatedly misjudged, and unfairly labeled throughout your life as too intense, too serious, or simply too much. This labeling is not due to any specific action you have taken, but entirely due to what you reveal about the world and themselves simply by being present. You instinctively expose the parts of themselves that people desperately do not want to face, the multitude of lies they tell themselves, the rigid masks they have grown profoundly attached to, and the terrible emptiness they have buried beneath layers of performance. In the clear, sharp presence of your absolute truth, their carefully constructed falsehoods begin their irreversible process of cracking. This is the core reason why some individuals will lash out at you with no apparent cause, why they resort to gossiping about your character, or why they fabricate entirely illogical reasons to create emotional and physical distance from you. The simple, difficult truth is that for them, it is profoundly easier to reject the mirror than it is to confront the terrifying reflection staring back. But you must absorb this truth deep into your spirit. Their intense reactions are never a reflection of who you are. They are instead clear, undeniable revelations of their own soul's current condition. Their response tells you far more about them than it ever will about you. Your gaze acts solely as a trigger, activating what is already deeply stored inside of them. For some, it instantly awakens a dormant, powerful love. For others, it instantly triggers a deep, buried shame. For some, it ignites an unstoppable courage. For others, it violently stirs up deep resentment and hostility. But in every single instance, your eyes are executing the exact, precise function they were divinely designed for: to awaken, to expose, and to profoundly illuminate. This dynamic extends beyond strangers. Sometimes it is the people closest to you, family members, longtime friends, or intimate partners, people who once championed you, who will suddenly and inexplicably retreat. They begin saying things, Like, you've changed completely, or you're too deep now, or you genuinely think you are better than everyone else. But the true unspoken meaning behind their words is this: being around your profound clarity makes me painfully aware of my own utter confusion. Your light is revealing parts of myself I have spent a lifetime ignoring. I no longer recognize who I am when I am standing next to the powerful person you have become. Chosen one, as you continue to ascend spiritually, the intensity of the reactions you provoke will only escalate. As your unique vision sharpens, your energy frequency intensifies, and the world will inevitably begin to sort itself out around your light. Some will joyfully rise alongside you, while others will reluctantly fall away. But you must understand that you are not here to compromise or adjust your sacred sight, just so others can feel secure in their blindness. You are not here to willingly dim your magnificent light just so others can continue to comfortably remain asleep. You were explicitly called to shine with unapologetic intensity, even when your light is inconvenient, even when it inevitably makes you a target, and even when it means enduring a period of walking your path alone. This is because every single soul who is brave enough to look into your eyes and genuinely see themselves clearly, even if only for a single moment, has been indelibly marked by something eternal. And whether they choose to embrace that truth in this moment or at a later time, the powerful seed has been planted, and it will eventually sprout. The final mystery. But what if I were to tell you that there is someone actively watching your energy, even right now, someone you may have never met in the physical realm, who has already been profoundly affected by the power of your gaze without ever having locked eyes with you? This is because the world is not only reacting to your presence. On a physical plane, there are significant unseen forces and spiritual entities that are actively responding to your energy in ways you have not yet begun to fully realize or comprehend. In the upcoming moment, we will look beyond the physical veil to discover exactly who is truly watching you and what their ultimate purpose is. It is an incredibly rare event, but when it does happen, the surrounding world immediately fades into a background blur. All extraneous noise instantly disappears. The very concept of time seems to slow to a crawl, and in that profound, intense silence, an immediate spiritual recognition ignites. Two chosen ones, two distinct souls who both carry the same powerful divine frequency, finally and powerfully remember their cosmic connection to one another. There is no need for awkward introductions, no requirement for contextual explanation, just a single sustained gaze, followed by a silent echoing explosion of eternity, resonating profoundly in the present moment. Because when your eyes lock with another soul who has been so clearly and permanently marked by God, it is not merely physical sight. It is a profound, holy reunion. This reunion utterly defies all logical explanation. It is a moment that actively precedes the memory of this specific lifetime, a sacred agreement that was formalized before this incarnation ever began. It is the unwavering vow to awaken humanity, the powerful pact sealed in the pure realm of light, long before flesh and bone were ever formed. And the eyes, always, the eyes remember everything. You are not merely looking upon a stranger. You are looking directly into a vibrant reflection of your own inner fire, your own shared pain, and your own undeniable calling. You instantly see your own deeply held wounds mirrored back. You see your own spiritual victories profoundly echoed. You see your very divine purpose duplicated and intensified within a different physical body. And you know, without a need for a single word or any effort, that this is one of your kind. There is no need for ego-driven performance, no subtle competition, and absolutely no need to prove who you are, because they already see you completely, and you, in turn, see them. This is not simple romantic attraction. It is not basic human chemistry. It is cosmic recognition in its purest, most powerful form. And in that singular moment, a profound, ancient energy moves through both of you simultaneously. The mission that binds you stirs awake. The flame of your shared purpose dramatically intensifies. Your spirit speaks, vibrating the eternal truth. I have found you again. This kind of moment is extremely rare because only a small fraction of chosen ones are truly activated at the same moment in time. Some are still deep in their spiritual slumber, some are strategically hidden, and some are fighting their intense battles alone in total silence. But when two truly awakened souls collide, even for the briefest of moments, the entire atmosphere of the world dramatically changes. People nearby physically feel the energetic surge. The environment fundamentally shifts. Time seems to bend on itself, and the universe itself leans in and whispers, "They have reconnected." This is because the power of the moment is not simply about physical eye contact. It is about total soul alignment, a perfect divine synchronization. It is the sacred mirror powerfully awakening the warrior who resides deep inside you, reminding you beyond all doubt that you are absolutely not alone in this critical battle. But here is the final spiritual twist that few manage to fully comprehend. This profound moment of recognition does not always seamlessly lead to a long-term friendship. It does not always result in a permanent partnership. Sometimes the connection is incredibly fleeting. Sometimes the intensity of the bond is so painful that the overwhelming energy of two such powerful flames, standing too close for too long, can burn through every single layer of ego. And sometimes that level of intensity is simply too much for the human vessel to bear. But regardless of whether the connection lasts a mere second or an entire lifetime, its eternal impact is undeniable. You will never, ever see the world in the same mundane way after you have locked eyes with someone who carries the exact same sacred light, because in them you saw God confirming your absolute mission. Now you may be left with two lingering questions. Have you already encountered one of them and, in your unawareness, failed to recognize the profound moment at the time? Or are they still somewhere out there, patiently waiting for the precise, divine moment where your eyes will connect and the shared spiritual fire will rise again? This is because the final, ultimate mystery of your eyes is not simply about who you see. It is about what your eyes were always ultimately meant to unlock within the fabric of reality itself. In the final, concluding breath of this message, the true revelation will be unveiled. Do not avert your gaze now. The single greatest revelation is just one powerful breath away from you, the unstoppable vision chosen one. Let this truth permanently settle in your spirit. Your eyes are not a random biological accident. They were not shaped by the vagaries of chance. They are far more than a simple part of your physical face. They are an active, undeniable part of your divine mission. They stand as living, undeniable evidence that heaven itself trusted you above billions of other souls, with the incredible gift of sight beyond sight. Your vision was given not to entertain, and certainly not to merely impress others, but to possess the power to pierce the veil of illusion, to decisively confront every single falsehood, to awaken those who are sleeping, and to unwaveringly hold the line between what is eternally false and what is fundamentally true. You were never intended to fade into the background and blend in, never meant to be easily accepted, and never meant to look out upon the world with passive, uncaring eyes. You were always intended to see the world differently, to feel the raw emotion that others choose to deny, to instantly detect the truths that others pretend do not exist, and to be a carrier of a light so intense that it makes the darkness tremble with fear. And the entire world feels this intense power. This is why they stare at you. This is why they flinch away. This is why they distinctly remember you long after your presence has left the room. It is because the truth they momentarily saw in your eyes was not merely your personal reflection. It was a glimpse of God, staring back at them directly through you, silent, holy, and completely unapologetic. So from this moment forward, when someone makes the remark that your eyes are intensely piercing, simply smile. When they whisper, "There is something truly unique about your gaze," let the feeling wash over you. Smile because you know, and they have just momentarily touched an eternal truth without even realizing the profound weight of the encounter. You are not simply here to observe life as it unfolds. You are here, fundamentally, to awaken it. Your eyes do not just passively reflect light. They actively emit a powerful, transformative light. They do not just see deep pain. They possess the inherent power to actively transform it. They do not just witness the existence of truth. They actively summon it into the open air. Every single soul who dares to truly meet your powerful gaze walks away forever marked, profoundly shifted, and irrevocably seen. This is the magnitude of your gift. This is the depth of your responsibility. And this is the ultimate, undeniable proof that you are far more than a mere person. You are a living portal, a ready vessel, a divine.